Alright guys, so today we're going to be doing cha-ching number 61. So we're going to start in with where we left off. I feel like it's been a little while since I made a cha-ching video. So let's just get started. The first thing I have is probably the most expensive thing that I sold in this cha-ching. And that was a Longchamp this was designed by Jeremy Scott tote purse. I found this at Goodwill. This was ages ago. I had this purse for quite a while, but I did come down in price, but I was really holding out on the price that it sold for, and that was $289.99. This purse did go overseas. I picked it up at Goodwill, so I probably paid less than $10 for it. I couldn't believe that I found a Longchamp purse at Goodwill to begin with, and this one was just so wild and crazy looking. As soon as I saw it, I just gravitated towards it, and I remember when I was checking out, like, people were kind of going crazy like looking at it and everything like that. So that was a great sale. I'm glad that it finally did sell and that it sold for the price that I was willing to, my lowest price I was willing to go for it. Next we have a Strivectin tightening neck cream. I picked this up at a yard sale. I'm pretty sure I only paid 75 cents for it, and that sold for $39.99. Strivectin is definitely an expensive skincare brand, so if you ever see it and it is new, definitely pick it up. Next item we have is a Frankenstein mouse controller. This can be used to play video games and such. I actually purchased this for Eric. This was a Christmas gift ages ago. He was going through his stuff one day and he never used it. I think he ended up getting something else that he used, so never used it. So I paid like retail price for it. I can't remember what it was, but you know, years had gone by since I purchased it, so it became more rare and harder to find. So it sold for $46.99. So I may have made my money back. I may have made a little bit more than whatever I paid for it. Alright, so you're going to see in this cha-ching some of the items from, if you guys remember, I had gone to an auction and won a bunch of Christmas items, a bunch of Hallmark Christmas items, so you'll see a lot of that in this cha-ching here. So the first one I have is a Hallmark. This is like Santas from around the world. This one was the Sweden Santa ornament that sold for $89.99. So you can let people tell you Hallmark ornaments are worthless until they're blue in the face. Yes, some Hallmark ornaments are useless and worthless, but, well, I shouldn't say useless, but worthless, but not all of them. So yeah, if you ever see this Sweden Santa ornament, definitely pick that one up. Next we have a Lancome Smooth and Shine hair treatment. This sold for $30. I think I had it listed for a little higher than that, but I did take an offer on that. So $30, and I'm pretty sure I only paid $1 for it at a yard sale, so it was a discontinued item. I sold a 1985, this is a vintage glowworm, so this was just a tiny little glowworm toy that sold for $19.99. I sold a Victoria's Secret Dream Angels Kiss perfume. So this was just a small bottle of perfume, but I don't think that they make this fragrance anymore. I bought that at a yard sale. I probably paid $1 or less for it, and that sold for $28.99. Next item I have is a magnet. I have been here lately liking to pick up magnets every now and again, especially ones that are just kind of like on that unique weird side, and this one looked like a little bubblegum machine, and it had these little plastic balls inside that resembled gum balls. I did buy that at a yard sale, so I probably paid like $1 for it, and it sold for $9.99. Next item also came from that auction where I had won a bunch of Christmas items. These ones were Mr. Christmas bells. Those sold for $49.99, and I'm pretty sure I paid about $12 for them, maybe 15, but it was definitely less than $20. Next item I have is just a little older brass owl. So you could use this as like a paperweight or just like a little decorative figure. That sold for $12.99, and it did come from some auction winnings. I sold this is another Hallmark item from that auction. This one was a Hallmark wooden tree display. So this would have been for a little mini Hallmark ornament. It came with hooks that you would just like hook the little mini ornament to the tree. And that sold for $29.99. And I'm pretty sure I paid about $10, maybe a little less than that for it. I sold a Bath & Body Works Bali Blue Surf lotion. That sold for $29.99. That was a discontinued fragrance, and I got that at a yard sale. I think I maybe paid $2 for that, so still really good. Next was a Patricia Nash purse. I don't often come across Patricia Nash, but when I do, definitely like to pick it up. Her stuff is pricey. I think I paid $5 for that purse at a yard sale, and it sold for $49.99. I have another little owl figure that sold. This one was really heavy. I do believe it was made of marble, and it was made in Argentina originally. That sold for $19.99. Okay, let's see, where are we? Next item we have is a decorative plate. This was made in Portugal by a company called Mold Pottery. It was a little sheep plate that sold for $12.99, and it did go to a subscriber. I got that at a yard sale, and I think I paid maybe $1 or less for it. I can't remember exactly. Next item also, I believe, went to a subscriber, and it was a Fenton white hobnail fairy lamp that sold for $29.99, and that was also an auction winning. I had won it on a flat of other Fenton hobnail, white like milk glass hobnail pieces. There was only one of them, and I just went to a church sale last month, and you just saw and I totally forgot to mention it. I did pick up a Fenton fairy lamp at the church sale that looked exactly like this one. So I will be having another one listed soon, but I won. I have so many fairy lamps right now to list. It's insane. I had won a whole bunch of fairy lamps at an auction right before I ended up getting sick, and I'm pretty sure I have a white one in there as well. So I may list them together as a pair instead of singly, since I'll have a pair, but I haven't decided yet if I'm listing singly or as a pair. But yeah, I've been running into Fenton fairy lamps here lately a lot. Next we have a little brown vintage poodle figurine. So this had little poodles on chains, like it was like the mama poodle and then her babies, and that did go to a subscriber, and it sold for $9.99. I did get this at a yard sale a very long time ago, and I maybe paid $1 for it or less than that. Next item was a pair of Converse Shoreline sneakers. These came from a yard sale, and I can't remember what I paid for them, but I mean, obviously not much. These did go to a subscriber, and those sold for $29.99. Next item is another Hallmark item, and this one was a really good one. I won this same Christmas auction. This was a 2013 ornament tree, again another ornament display, and this was shaped like a tree, but this one was made out of like a metal. That sold for $139.99. So this one is definitely one to look out for. Harder to come across, and is definitely one that people are looking for. And I paid probably less than $10 for that. Next we have a Tekken 5 PS2 game that sold for $18.99. I did get this at a yard sale. I maybe paid $2 or $3 for it. I'm not really big into reselling video games. I feel like that's definitely a saturated market. I feel like everyone's looking for video games, whether that's young dudes out looking for video games or, you know, just girls like me looking for video games, and, you know, older ladies looking for video games, or older men. Everyone wants video games because they sell. Some of them can sell for really good money, and some, you know, just your average amounts. So I pick them up occasionally. I would definitely more gravitate towards ones that aren't as common, kind of thing. So, but yeah, I feel like it's been a while since I sold a video game because I don't really pick them up. Well, mainly because I never find them because everyone's always after them. Next we have a vintage Cruel alligator. This was a finished panel. I thought this was so cute. So it just needed framed. I paid 25 cents for this at a yard sale and it sold for $19.99. The next item we have is a vintage Mr. and Mrs. Claus tree topper. I did get this at a yard sale. I think I might have paid $5 for it. I can't remember exactly, but it did sell, but it only sold for $19.99. This next item also came from the Christmas auction, and I'm pretty sure this did also go to a subscriber. This was the Delft Nativity set. So this was, oh my gosh, I want to say there was like 13 pieces to this. It was so gorgeous. I couldn't believe it. I'm pretty sure I paid less than $20 for it. Like, no one was really all that interested in it at the auction, which I thought was insane. And that sold for $99.99. Next we have a vintage Napco Christmas angel planter. I picked this up at a yard sale. I think I only paid, what was it, a quarter for it, potentially 50 cents. That sold for $21.50. These next two items were two books by Louisa May Alcott, just hardcover books. Those sold for $12.99. They came from an auction. I had won a box full of books, and I only wanted like 2 books out of the whole box, but I ended up listing some of the other books that were in the box as well, and surprisingly some of them did sell. Next was it was called a Punch Bunch Power Punch. Oh my gosh, say that 3 times really fast. That sold for $25.99, and I picked that up at a rummage sale, Fill-A-Bag rummage sale. So in the grand scheme of things, whenever I pick stuff up at a Fill-A-Bag rummage sale, it all averages out to like $1 or less. Next we have a vintage Party Gator sweatshirt. I got this for free. I didn't pay anything for this. This was a free at a yard sale, and that sold for $19.99. I sold a Charming Charlie's body spray perfume in the scent Sapphire Rain. That sold for $69.99. It was a discontinued fragrance. Got that at a yard sale, and I'm pretty sure I paid about $4 for it. I sold a CJ Banks cardigan for $15.99, and that was from the Facebook garbage bag full of clothes. I think that's the only piece that is in this cha-ching. Next item we have is a Care Bears tapestry blanket. That sold for $49.99, and I did get this at a yard sale, and I'm pretty sure I paid about $5 for it. Next we have an Attacking Anxiety and Depression. This was just like a program. It was cassette tapes. Those sold for $29.99, and I got that at a yard sale. I think I paid maybe $3 for it. Next we have a Fossil cloth messenger bag purse that sold for $29.99. That came from a yard sale, and I'm pretty sure I paid $1 for it. I have another Fenton white hobnail piece. This was a 3-toed bowl that came off the same flat that the fairy lamp was on that I won at an auction, and that piece sold for $9.99. I sold a pair of Vans Shark Week high top sneakers. These were so cool looking. There was like a shark on the side and it looked like it was taking a bite out of the Vans little logo. I did pick these up at a yard sale. I think I paid maybe $2 for them, and those sold for $49.99. I remember I did have to clean them up a bit, and that's one thing with shoes. Like if you find a pair of shoes and they're just like really awesome, really amazing, but maybe like the white on the soles is a little dirty or anything like that, they will clean up so nice. So don't be discouraged if you see a pair of shoes that might look dirty. Just put a little effort into getting them cleaned up and they will sell. So next we have, I've already sold one of these before, so this is the second time selling one of these. This is a vintage Furby, but it looks like a skunk. That sold for $29.99. I won that at an auction. I think I paid $10. It was on a flat, and the flat had just like a bunch of little like random toys on, but I only wanted the Furby, obviously. So if you ever, there are Furbies do sell, but definitely if you come across the skunk, I would definitely pick him up, because every single one now that I have picked up has sold. And the last thing that I have for this cha-ching is a Snoopy sweatshirt that sold for $19.99, and that did go to a subscriber, and I did get that at Walmart secret clearance shopping. I haven't done any secret clearance shopping in ages, only because I have inventory from when I was secret clearance shopping and the stuff hasn't sold, so it's just, I feel like not really beneficial to be doing it if the stuff that I'm buying, even if I'm not paying much for it, isn't selling, kind of thing. It just becomes a little bit of a hoard. So it's just taking up space in my inventory, so that's why I haven't done it in a very long time. But doesn't mean I won't ever do it again, but I kind of took a break from it, kind of thing. So that's everything for this cha-ching. At the end of the video, I talk about any kind of issues that I'm having within this cha-ching video. I had 2 non-paying bidders, so not horrible, but I never want non-paying bidders, so I wish that number were 0, but there were 2 that didn't pay for their items. But yeah, as far as lately, you guys know I had been sick, so I hadn't really been like listing much and stuff like that. So my sales are down, but I'm still having some good sales and things are still selling at a pretty decent pace. But you know, if you go to your overview, like mine does say that my sales are down currently, but I'm not discouraged. I'm feeling so much better and I'm ready to get things up and listed. I'm ready to get my holiday stuff listed, my Halloween, my Christmas, and just make sure I have as much listed as possible before December rolls around so I can make as much money as possible. So yeah, you guys have to let me know what you thought down in the comments, how sales have been for you lately, or if you've been having any issues currently with eBay. I can't really think of anything, like I haven't really been having any kind of problems, so knock on wood with that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.